In the last century, the hope of America has drawn immigrants from all over the world. In the South Pacific, a group of islands known as the Friendly Islands have a unique story to tell about faith and ancient culture. The island of Tonga became a constitutional monarchy in 1875 and a British protectorate in 1900. Tonga acquired its independence in 1970. It remains the only Methodist monarchy in the Pacific. The first Tongans came to Utah in the 1920s, invited by a Mormon returned missionary, and adopted into the Latter-day Saints Utah family. Later in the 1930s, a Tongan bride to a Mormon missionary settled in Utah. Her descendants are still here today. The wave of Tongan immigrants has continued to swell as each family makes their own holy passage in search of hope and opportunity.
What brought us here to Salt Lake was my grandfather and my mom's family. They're all Mormon. Discussions were made and my grandfather called again, you know, there's Methodists here.
The history of the Tongan people, I believe they moved over here in the 1950s. Back home, you get more chance to come to the United States if you are Mormon and go to a Mormon school. And that's how it all began. They all come over here and then bring all their families.
That's why you find so many Tongans moving out, because Tonga is too small, land-wise as well as resource-wise. And most of the highly educated Tongans are overseas now.
The Tongan United Methodist Church has a special place in the tapestry of ethnic identities within the Methodist Church. Tongans are said to be the most recent immigrant community to have significant numbers in the U.S. These communities continue to live as Tongans, embracing the values of closely knit families and extended families.
We are Pacific Islander. We are very close-knit family. We are very friendly, and we have this love that we won't let anybody go hungry or starve to death. We're always out there to help, even if we only have a penny left in our pocket.
We have groups and families and friends that comes from the island, and they'll come here for a visit. We will give them money to take back to Tonga, not just who they're coming to stay with, but the other family members or other friends, or even the church will hold a party or a ceremony where everybody will get together and pitch in money. I think that's what's so unique about us, is that what's inside of us is our love and the giving.
But we can't wait till the weekend so we can come together and do our service. We sing, we talk, and what goes on in the church. We just can't wait to come back on the weekends so we can meet and mingle with our own people. The music is a major part of our service, that it brings feelings of God being there.
The fast-paced American culture is cause for concern among this community. Staying close, watching after one another, is getting more difficult with higher stakes.
We have a class that we teach all the Pacific Islander to become American citizens once they are in this country, because some of them are older, and we teach them how to apply for a job, how to go in and take the test to become an American citizen, because we encourage them to become American citizens so they can vote. When they can vote, their voice can be heard in the political area.
Maybe you'll become a minister, you become a senator. But I think the church, it teaches children a moral life, how to be a better person in whatever you'll do in the future.
Being a Tongan female United Methodist here is a struggle, I would say. It's really a struggle. I mean, we've came through all these years of having women vote and not only having women, the right for women to vote, but actually being colored and actually going through rights of equal rights with men. And now we're in rights with religion, and we're just struggling. I think it's just really a struggle.
Getting all the Tongan people and the youth, give them education to know what it's like living in a foreign country, and getting them to know who they are and to respect their value. And we're struggling through where the youth going into gang.
Everybody categorizes it as a gang, but it's not really a gang. It's just your family. See, if I was to drive down the street with all my cousins, the cops would think that's a gang. But to us, it's not a gang. It's just our family. I don't think that's the right way. You know, not all Tongans have to be in a gang to be considered Tongan. You know, we can all be ourselves and still be Tongan. You don't have to be in a gang to fit into a certain group and to another group. As long as you know who you are.
In Utah, Tongans are diverse in their worshiping traditions. They have blended their ancient cultural practices into the worship rituals of today, always grounded in their ancestral roots.
I don't think you have to be something to be a Methodist or a United Methodist person. You just have to accept the challenges and accept God.
I think Tongan unity within the family is stronger than anything else.
It's the sweat and the tears of those who work that really brings this feeling of have this sense of belonging to the church.
Well, one thing I would like for whoever watches this to remember is that just to make sure that the younger generation and the older generation are never separated from each other and don't clash.
I don't care who you are. We just need to be as one. Being one as one, and we create a lot of strength, and we can do a lot of things if we become one.
In many cultural traditions, stories give an account of the struggle, courage, and faith of the collective ancestors. Generations of spiritual souls have been scorched and forged by the fires of hatred and fear, offering hope for a more tolerant tomorrow. In these sacred places of rest, refuge, and rebellion, it is these untold stories that change the world.